Previously on Veronica Mars. Oh my God.
Mr. Eccles?
I know what happened. He's psychotic.
These rich boys think they can get away with anything, don't they?
What do you think you can do to me, huh?
I'll think of something.
My dad had a paternity test. I'm not your sister.
Keep trying. Veronica, where are the tapes?
I knew you'd come. I knew you'd save me. Previously on Veronica Mars. Logan? Logan, what happened?
What do you think you can do to me, huh?
I'll think of something.
Oh my God, Logan.
No, but I didn't stab him, Veronica.
I believe you. Logan's high-priced lawyers crushed the PCHers, and the town went crazy.
Are you breaking up with me?
Someone's gonna get killed, Logan.
Young love.
Let's just get
Hey,
on this.
wait, I'm gonna miss you.
Did I mention that he didn't take the breakup that well?
So, where did your dad meet her?
She was a Laker girl, and you know my dad, he has good seats.
The way she's acting, you'd think I seduced Duncan on their wedding day. I'm gonna go try and talk to Meg one more time.
You don't owe her anything. You didn't do anything to her.
I thought it was important as a mayoral candidate, my daughter Gia attend the public high school in Neptune.
All here?
Yep.
All here.
They're all dead. It just went straight off the cliff. They're all dead.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
It just went straight off the cliff. They're all dead.
I wonder what else the bus driver bought. Well, what if it was No-Dose or Red Bull?
Veronica, you can't try to make sense out of this.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. Skid marks the sheriff's department missed or purposefully overlooked. There's nothing here to help anyone. Who is that kissing you?
That's Jackie.
Oh, hold it. Someone's home.
Hi.
Yeah, why is Logan's truck and driver?
And I'd really rather your friends not just show up whenever they want.
I'm running for county supervisor because I care about this town, Keith. I want you to run for sheriff.
I told him I'm running.
I feel safer already.
Hey, check this out.
Previously on Veronica
It
Mars.
just went straight off the cliff. They're all dead.
This isn't your fault.
If it wasn't for me, Meg would have been in the limo. She wouldn't need a machine to breathe.
You met Jackie, right?
I didn't realize you were lunch buddies.
I like her, okay?
Hey, Veronica.
Hey, Jackie and random dude.
This is Veronica, the girl I was a total biatch to.
Hey, check this out. Mr. David Curly Moran. You've never seen him before.
I have seen this man before.
Thanks.
Why would this man have my name magic markered across his hand? What was it Aaron wrote to Curly on that picture? All these years, still on the long haul, featuring a stunt performed by David Curly Moran. The bus crash. It was meant for me.
Hey, Sheriff!
You know that guy?
Previously on Veronica
It just
Mars.
went straight off the cliff. They're all dead.
The bus crash. It was meant for me.
He caught me completely off guard. We dated almost 20 years ago, and he was crazy.
Veronica, are you in immediate life-threatening danger?
At this precise moment, no.
If she needs me, I'm gonna come through, just like she will for me.
Where I'm from, the girl who you make out with is the one you do favors for.
Who are you?
I'm your father.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
I didn't stab him, Veronica.
There's something that you need to know about your dad.
Subject of the bus crash back in '89, then Deputy Mars pulled Ed Doyle over for driving under the influence. Had a DUI appeared on his record, he would have never been hired by the school district.
The bus was sabotaged.
If that sound is an explosion, not only were those kids murdered, but the guilty party is still at large.
You're dying, Abel. You didn't kill Lily Kane. You're just somebody's patsy. So Abel Koontz has a daughter.
Mr. Longprairie just finalized her father's settlement with Kane Software.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
And we're officially calling the sheriff's race. Don Lamb holds on to his seat in a real nail-biter.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed.
Felix Toombs?
Well, I'm the one who made the anonymous call from the bridge.
You like me. You really like me. And I want to thank my agent.
You might want to get a lawyer for this charade.
If it wasn't for me, Meg would have been in the limo. She wouldn't need a machine to breathe. Meg has a laptop my parents didn't know about. They're gonna want to see what's on it. You have to get her personal stuff off this computer.
This has to be a mistake.
Mr. Casablancas is artificially driving up his company's value. It is a house of cards, and someone's gonna sneeze on it. Me.
Mr. Casablancas, some gentlemen from the SEC are here to see you.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed. I'm the one who made the anonymous call from the bridge.
You're under arrest for the murder of Felix Toombs.
Ooh, I am having the weirdest deja vu.
Logan made bail in like 2 minutes.
Maybe this time we did something about Logan Eccles. The Fitzpatricks are meth head lunatics, but they're not gonna kill a bus full of kids over $3 grand. Their problem with Servando would have been solved in an alley with a baseball bat.
Veronica?
Duncan? How's Meg?
If you really cared about Meg, she wouldn't have been on that bus.
Previously on Veronica Mars. Duncan? Why didn't you tell me how often you'd visited Meg since the accident?
What did you say to Duncan?
Let's start with what I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him that his mother drove my mother out of town.
The night Felix got killed, did you see the guy who called the cops?
No, man.
I'm getting to the bottom of this. What happened to Felix?
I can't remember, okay?
Is it done?
You have no idea the hell you've just brought on yourself.
Previously on Veronica Mars. Dad, it's Aaron Eccles. He did it.
I have video of Lily in his bed on the day she died.
I hear you're back on the cheerleading squad. I'm supposed to pay you or something, right? Never mind. Why is Meg emailing someone at Child Protection Services?
She's been trying to help the kid, but she doesn't have proof.
We were trying to help Grace.
Shut
They've
up.
been abusing her. They had her locked in the closet.
Get on the floor! I found them in my daughter's room, rifling through her things.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
This has nothing to do with us.
No, your secret illegitimate child affects neither you nor me.
Found them in my daughter's room.
We were trying to help Grace. They've been abusing her. They had her locked in the closet.
Their adoption contracts are all about religious indoctrination. When I think of my child brought up like that.
Pastor, if you're done gaping,
How can you put up with her?
She promised to pay my way through grad school.
we're leaving. Now.
Honey, there's something I need to tell you. Meg died.
The baby?
She survived.
Previously on Veronica Mars. Are you keeping a dead rat in our freezer?
I found it on the bus.
You checked out the bus and didn't tell me.
I should have taken over this case.
You ever hit the clubs in LA, Veronica?
I'm 18.
Bouncer. You come up, I'll get you in.
Okay.
I thought you killed Felix.
I didn't.
It's down to 2 guys.
Now we're gonna figure out who did it.
The one that did it is the one who's in business with the Fitzpatricks.
Who are you?
I'm your father.
Send me in to arrest Carl Morgan, a.k.a. Nathan Woods, Chicago cop.
Why'd you really come back, Wallace?
And you know my new teammate was Rashard Record. Rashard had a few beers, but he said he was okay to drive. This wino staggered out in front of the car. He hit him.
Ernie Sayers, Chicago statesman. The homeless man was a victim of a hit and run.
So what's the question?
The question is, what kind of man were you planning on being?
Previously on Veronica Mars.
Terrence Cook and
Miss Dumas, the journalism teacher.
who died in the bus crash.
He also has some gambling issues. Hi, everybody. Say repressed homosexuality.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed. I'm the one who made the anonymous call from the bridge.
It's not the guy from the bridge.
You said the whole night was a blur.
I lied.
I'm not like you, Weevil. I don't make good speeches. So I'm just gonna say adios.
Hope that covers it.
Balboa County Sheriff Don Lamb questions baseball legend Terrence Cook in connection with the Neptune High bus crash.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
Terrence Cook and
Miss Dumas, the journalism teacher.
who died in the bus crash.
He also has some gambling issues.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed.
Your 911 caller, a.k.a. Tom Griffith, is Dr. Tom Griffith. Our favorite plastic surgeon seems to be owned by the Fighting Fitzpatricks. Hey, Daddy. So you guys were like a couple, or?
I was madly in love and 100% gay.
What is that?
What do you call yours?
Previously on Veronica Mars. I know what happened. Dad, it's Aaron Eccles. He did it.
I have video of Lily in his bed on the day she died.
The Aaron Eccles, Lily Kane sex tapes have been stolen from the evidence room.
For a guy who says he hates his father, you sure did him a huge favor.
What do you think you can do to me?
I'll think of something.
Why don't you do me a favor and drop that knife?
You can handle the spice department. Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
Really.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed. I'm the one who made the anonymous call.
It's not the guy from the bridge.
You said the whole night was a blur.
I lied.
Your dad is in deep to the Fitzpatrick family, the ones who really wanted Felix dead.
Hannah, I want you to get out of my house and never speak to her again.
You better rethink what you saw on the bridge.
I promised a cleaner, safer Neptune. Want to know how I'm going to get there? Incorporation.
That's not a town, Woody. That's a country club.
Now, I know some of you. I even coached a few of you back in Little League. I thought I'd invite the journalism classes out and give Gia a chance to make some new friends.
Hello, friends.
Special guest, future Hall of Famer, Terrence Cook.
We're not taking that stank-ass bus back to Neptune. My dad's sending a limo.
It just went straight off the cliff. We're all dead.
Mr. David Curley Moran.
What does this have to do with me?
His body washed up on the beach, beaten to death.
It looks as though Curly and I have a friend in common. All these years, still on the long haul. It's a movie featuring a signature stunt where a truck is sent veering over a bridge.
Balboa County Sheriff Don Lamb questions baseball legend Terrence Cook in connection with the Neptune High bus crash.
You'll take my case?
You sure you're not clouded by your years of being his biggest fan?
A secret, tumultuous relationship with a teacher who died in the crash? Seems like more of a motive than supporting Woody's plans for incorporation.
That's why you didn't take the bus home.
Actually, my dad told me not to. I mean, he must have been totally psychic or something.
Are you keeping a dead rat in our freezer?
I found it on the bus.
It was a message. For me, I'm the rat.
Dead rat's only talent, it smells. Bad enough to drive anyone who could afford another ride off the bus.
So what if we want to make some money selling dope to rich white boys? Is that such a bad thing?
Hey, hold on, man. You killed Felix, didn't you?
That's an interesting theory, Eli. But before you think about spreading it around, I think you should see something. That night you nearly kicked Curly's head in?
I'm using my trust fund to start a real estate business. You would be the face of the Phoenix Land Trust.
Jackie and I borrowed one of Terrence's cars tonight. I was digging around where he keeps them, and I found some sort of explosive and detonators. Previously on Veronica Mars, I've walked right into the River Styx, home base for the Fighting Fitzpatricks.
I have information about that Mexican kid who got killed. Your dad is in deep to the Fitzpatrick family.
Toying with a sweet little girl's heart just to screw with her dad. Jackie and I borrowed one of Terrence's cars tonight. I was digging around where he keeps them, and I found some sort of explosive.
Is that C4? We'll have to wait for the press conference. Flat?
Just as God made me.
Troy, by the way.
And Veronica. I'm just glad we weren't dating when you were kicked out of those two schools for drug possession and trafficking. Previously on Veronica Mars.
Why don't you do me a favor and drop that knife?
You told the police you couldn't identify the guy.
I lied.
Of course you did.
So how are we gonna figure out who did it?
The one that did it is the one who's in business with the Fitzpatricks. Molly, were you dating Felix?
My uncles and cousins didn't know about us.
You killed Felix, didn't you?
Before you think about spreading it around, I think you should see something. That night you nearly kicked Curly's head in?
If we did our work right, the stadium implodes.
I told you to take that crate to Section 11.
Is it just a coincidence that Danny Boyd works here? Or do I add his name to the list of bus crash suspects? Previously on Veronica Mars.
She has attitude with certain teachers. She falls asleep in class.
I can't see you anymore.
All here?
Yep.
All here. They're all dead. It just went straight off the cliff.
The bus crash. It was meant for me. It's a voicemail from one of the students who died in the crash. She called just as the bus went over.
Hey, about next weekend?
The bus was sabotaged.
If that sound is an explosion, not only were those kids murdered, but the guilty party is still at large.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
My stepmom. She's a gold digger, and it's obvious to everyone else in the world.
Mrs. Hauser may have seen an ill-conceived cutting board. I saw tagging. I saw code. Tell me about you and Bettina.
She had nothing to be scorned about. I even gave her a Sharks memorabilia gift bag.
To get the whole bus, it'd have to be close enough to see exactly where we were.
You think it was Weevil?
You're cash-strapped. I can help. But quid pro quo, Mrs. C. Quid pro quo.
It's Weevil! I'm telling you, he set me up! I got something on you! Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Previously on Veronica Mars. I can't date you anymore.
Balboa County Sheriff Don Lamb questions baseball legend Terrence Cook in connection with the Neptune High bus crash.
You'll take my case?
Terrence broke into his ex-girlfriend's family home, the journalism teacher who died in the bus crash.
There's something you gentlemen should probably see.
It's inside my house.
I'll look into this as well.
I'm not speaking to you. Butters asked if you should rent a room for prom night.
or you're a hood ornament.
Previously on Veronica Mars.
Stay away from this case. This is more than some obsessed school kid.
Check it out.
That's really cool, but actually we have
Yeah, I know your dad, you know.
Man, you're good, man. Why do you want to scare that guy so bad?
You don't know what he really is.
Enjoy confession.
So you were in the casino that day?
Yeah, I say it's likely. Terrence Cook owes me a significant amount of money.
It might be a little hard to get paid by an incarcerated man. They found the murder weapon, the one used to kill Lily. Aaron's Oscar statue.
previously on Veronica Mars.
Straight off the cliff. They're all dead.
He's a pervert. He's sick. What he did to us is wrong.
2 of the boys who died in the bus crash were on Woody's Little League team.
Most adults keep their hands off of other people's children.
You'll be the guy who let a child molester and a murderer get away.
Woody's gone. He took his private plane.
My grandmother asked me for one thing my whole life. She wants to see me walk across that stage at graduation.
It's Weevil, I'm telling you. He set me up. I got something on you.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
I've got what?
Chlamydia. Jackie left for France this morning.
I thought our story epic.
I have to go. I don't want to lose you from my life.
My stepmom, she's a gold digger.
You're cash-strapped. I can help, but quid pro quo, Mrs. C. Quid pro quo.
We find the defendant not guilty.